Hello, welcome. I'm glad that you're here with us as we continue our chronological read through of the Bible. Today, we're going to return to the book of Second Kings. We're going to conclude the account of Hezekiah's reign, and we're going to also look at the reign of his son, Manasseh. They are two very different people. Hezekiah falls grievously ill. Somewhere around the time of the Assyrian, of the time when Assyria was invading, trying to take over Judah. Whether it was before or after, it's a little bit hard to sort out. But Isaiah comes to Hezekiah. He tells him that the Lord has said that he will die. Hezekiah turns to the Lord in prayer, as he's done in other times of crisis, and he pleads for his life. Now, for those of you who wonder if prayer changes things, read carefully what happens. Before Isaiah even gets out of the palace, the word of the Lord comes to him, acknowledging Hezekiah's prayer and granting Hezekiah's request for healing, granting Hezekiah yet 15 more years to live. So if you wonder whether or not prayer matters, prayer matters. Um, After Hezekiah's recovery, Babylon sends an envoy or sends some envoys to congratulate Hezekiah on his recovery. Now, remember, at this point, Babylon is a growing power. They're not a super powerful place yet, but they are growing. What they're really doing, they didn't really just come to congratulate Hezekiah on his recovery. What they're really doing is seeking an alliance with him against the Assyrians, who were, of course, big movers and shakers in the area. Hezekiah wants to show off that he's worthy of such an allowance and of an alliance, and he shows off the great wealth of Jerusalem. Um, so, um, so I guess one thing would be that it's pretty clear that this is happening before Hezekiah tries to actually ransom Judah from Assyria with that same treasure. But once again, we have a man of great faith is having a time of great weakness. He's looking to have an alliance with Babylon to counter the Assyrians, when indeed God Himself is all He really needs. But we're so often the same way. We do the same thing. We look to ourselves and the things around us for our security rather than the Lord. Well, the word of the Lord comes to Hezekiah through Isaiah that all this treasure that he's relying on, it's going to be carried off into Babylon till nothing's left. And even his descendants will serve the Babylonian Empire as eunuchs. Well, Hezekiah's response seems a little odd, rather self centered, actually, or at least it sure seems that way, as he effectively says, well, at least it's not in my days. Now, maybe it is as callous as it sounds, or it may also be, if you consider Hezekiah's past, twice now he's come to the Lord in times of great need, pleaded with the Lord, and the Lord has saved him. Um, he may have also held out hope that God would yet change his mind, that since this wasn't happening right away, it would be time for God to change his mind. Hezekiah eventually passes, um, approximately 15 years from the time of Isaiah, coming to him. Hezekiah's son Manasseh succeeds him on the throne. Now, as faithful as Hezekiah was, Manasseh is that evil. Actually, he was the worst of the kings of Judah. His 55-year reign fully corrupts God's people. Manasseh himself practiced everything that had been detestable to God when he brought Israel into the land of Canaan in the first place, including sacrificing one of his own sons. God determines to end, as it were, the kingdom of Judah. We're not told exactly yet how that's going to happen, but we are told now that the kingdom of Judah is going to end. Hezekiah then is followed, well, I'm sorry, not Hezekiah, but Manasseh. After his 55-year reign, Manasseh is followed by his son Amon, whose 2-year reign is really no better than Manasseh's. Amon is killed in a conspiracy by his servants, but those who conspired against him are put to death by the people of Judah. And Josiah, who we will soon see was only 8 years old at the time, is made king to reign in Ammon's place. Now, that's where our reading ends today, but a spoiler alert, Finally, after 57 years of idolatrous kings, Judah, in the person of Josiah, will at last have another king who is faithful to Yahweh. Well, as always, I pray these comments are helpful to you as you read through. Pray that you're learning, that you're growing, and I look forward to gathering with you again the next time.